Hey friends, it's Betsy Rose here, and welcome to this first recording of the No Better Time to Sing song series that I started a few weeks ago, May 28th or so, in response to the COVID pandemic. And I'm continuing now ongoing with that theme, but also responding to the pandemic of racism that our country is responding to. It's a transformative time and it's asking a lot of us. And I hope that music can be part of your support system and strengthening system. So this first recording, we weren't quite up to speed with our Zoom skills, so we missed some of the concert. It starts midstream, but I hope you'll just jump in and enjoy what happened. And I hope you'll come in the future every Thursday night, 6 p.m. on Zoom. Best way to find out more is to go to Facebook and personal message me on my site, and I'll send you an invitation. So stay well, stay safe, stay strong, and come sing with me. I am now recording. Thanks.
So yum yum a compost cake. 1, 2, ready, sing it big. Yum yum a compost cake. Yum yum a compost cake. Only the earth knows how to bake a big delicious compost cake. All right, that'll come around again. Then you put it in a great big pile. Let it sit a long, long while. Sun and rain are what it takes to make a compost cake. It takes some dirt, takes some leaves, and a little magic, I believe. Then one day it's finally baked into a compost cake. Yum, yum. Yum, yum, a compost cake. Yum, yum, a compost cake. Only the earth knows how to bake a big, delicious compost cake. All right. Then you plant your seeds and veggie starts. Use your muscle, use your hearts, use your hoe and use your rake, and spread your compost cake. And watch the garbage that you threw into the pile come back to you in the freshest meal you'll ever make. All from a compost cake. Here we go. Yum, yum, a compost cake. Yum, yum, compost cake. Only the earth knows how to bake a big, delicious one more. Yum, yum, a compost cake. Yum, yum, a compost cake. Woo! Only the earth knows how to bake a big, delicious compost cake. Yum, yum. Woo! Ah, yes. The healing power of gardening and singing about gardening. Yeah. You know, so in the compost is embedded like one of this big theme that's in my heart for quite a while now. But COVID is the next iteration, which has to do with how the breakdown and the crumbling and the loss of the familiar is extremely painful. But it is sometimes necessary in order for the new life trying to come through to come through. And I think probably each of us in our individual stories have some memory of a time when we felt all was lost or something really, really important was lost. And a job, a relationship, an identity, um, a worldview. It's hard to lose a worldview. Um, Faith in government, that's a hard thing to lose if you ever had it. And so on, you know. And yet disaster, you know, the disaster, there's a phrase, I think it's called disaster renaissance. Historically, it is times of disaster that after that there was always a fruition. There was always this, like a burnt down forest gets incredibly green very quickly. It releases so much life energy from the seeds when there's a forest fire. So all that is cooking around in my heart as I try to live with what is this time, what is happening, and how to live in it well, you know. So I was thinking about Joanna Macy. I know many of you are probably familiar with her work, and she's a very profound teacher. She did all the grief and despair work during the fearful nuclear times under Reagan and a little bit later. and developed the despair and empowerment work. And then she went on to really explore the nature of time, and kind of says that we don't know what time we're in because we don't have a big enough view to see where we are in the arc of destruction and rebirth, which is how life is and how planets are and how universes are. So she's anyway, without going on and on about Joanna, who turned 90 this year and is still a phenomenal teacher and human being, I'm going to do a song inspired by her way of holding time in a very spacious way and saying, we really don't know what time it is. Okay, so here we go. There are those. Oh, I'm sorry. I have to say the opening lines before I play the guitar are from a poem by Dina Metzger. I want to be sure to acknowledge her. There are those who try to set fire to the world. We are in danger. There is only time to move slowly. There is no time not to love. There are those who try to set fire to the world. We are in danger. There is only time to move slowly. There is no time not to love. And we've got all the time in the world, all the time in the world. We may be going to hell in a handbasket, or right on the edge of something fantastic. Since we don't know what time it is, we've got all the time in the world. Oh, I always just have to smile. I have to say, as a songwriter, that rhyme is probably the rhyme I am most proud of. I will say, in all sincerity, that rhyming fantastic and handbasket was brilliant. Let's just say so. So please sing with me, because how many times will you get to sing along on that kind of a rhyme? This is special. We've got all the time in the world, all the time in the world. We may be going to hell in a handbasket or right on the edge of something fantastic. Okay, let's try it. We've got all the time in the world, all the time in the world. We may be going to hell in a handbasket, right on the edge of something fantastic. Since we don't know what time it is, we've got all the time in the world. Now grass can only grow so fast. Clouds have to wait on the wind. Dark cocoons can only burst when the butterfly spreads its wings. And hearts and minds need time for their wisdom to unfurl, for the wings of inspiration to carry us into a brand new world. Oh, we've got all the time in the world. That's right. Sing it. All the time in the world. Going to hell. We may be going to hell in a handbasket, right on the edge of something fantastic. Since we don't know what time it is, we've got all the time in the world. It may be urgent, it may be too late, or we may be right on time. We may be at a point in evolution where there's a quantum shift of heart and mind. It may be a long, slow dying, or a miracle of birth. But whatever time we're living in, we've got all the time on earth. We've got all the time in the world, yeah, all the time in the world. We may be going to hell in a handbasket, right on the edge of something fantastic. Since we don't know what time it is, we got all the time in the world. We got all the time, all the time. So let's all take a deep breath because we got time. We've got all the time in the world. I can't hear you, but I feel like I can. I mean, your faces, when people sing, their faces get so wonderful. They get so wonderful. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I'm loving this. This is so wonderful. Um, you know, it just, I don't know when it struck me. It was many years ago, but that it struck me that hospice and midwifery, both of which I've been really interested in for a long time, are really two faces of the same activity, that they're both about midwiving a life transition from one world to another and helping the midwife and the hospice aide, caregiver, whatever you want to call it, friend, is helping a body that it's time to die, helping it be okay and saying, yes, this is right, this is what's going on, and it's okay. And it's the same thing with midwives and doulas. It's like, yeah, you're doing it, it's just right, your body knows what to do, we're right here, it's going good, etc. And I feel like with that song, it's, for me, it's trying to capture something about it, whether we see it as dying, if we really feel this is the end or the end is coming, and some people really do feel that this is just, the first iteration of the climate, destruction that is ahead, seems to be ahead, and that this is a sort of a trial run. That is one way of holding this. It's a very possible way to see it. Or we may see it as the last gasp of the dinosaur regimes and thought patterns and patriarchies and yeah, I see a few and white supremacy and wealth supremacy and just all the things that aren't working, and that it's the demise in order for that new forest to grow, that new life to grow, and we're all just ready, we're all seeds just waiting to explode. That's another way to see it. But for me, it's like I choose what I believe because it affects how I live, it affects how I get up in the morning. But I also feel like the energy, whether it's dying or birthing, the energy is the same, which is for today, what's the most important thing? Who I am, what I am, returning to where I am born and reborn again. That's the practice, whatever's happening, right? So this next song, and I have to say, I'm a little distracted because I'm getting a lot of emails from people saying I can't get in, or where's the link, and it's just it's upsetting, and I don't think there's anything I can do about it. You know what I mean? It's like too late. So anyway, I'll deal with that. Just anyway, I'll deal with it. So I want to share with you a song that's sort of been my theme song for a while now. It's actually 10 years old. Remember the exuberance that probably most of us in this room felt? I won't assume everybody did, but I'm going to just say it because it's true for me. The incredible exuberance when Obama was elected. It felt like a miracle. It felt like an absolute miracle. And it felt like things will never be the same. This is it. This is a turning point, right? And we had no idea, did we? We had no idea what was coming. We never have any idea what's coming, right? And it only took 2 years. It was the midterm elections of 2010 when the Republican took back the House and maybe the Senate. I can't remember. I'm sorry, my memory's pretty bad. But anyway, we lost a lot of ground, and it was pretty devastating. I was very devastated. And many things have happened since then that are also quite devastating, and that shake us to the roots, shake us to the foundation, right? And I'm grateful for my spiritual practices, and how they give me some tools to deal with that feeling of everything's broken. Everything's broken, you know. So I offer you this song as what kind of came to me out of that midterm election time. And again, it's going back to what's foundational. Where am I born and reborn again? Shine a light across the darkness, like the moon across the waves. In this midnight of our journey, show the world a shining face. Even earth and sky can tumble, the ocean deep, the stars above. All that we know is bound to crumble. There is no better time to love. That one line is the only chorus I got for you, so sing with me. There is no better time to love. There is no better time to love. And once more. There is no better time to love. The news will never tell the story. We have to learn it on our own. Reach for the truth you can believe in. The time is urgent, take it slow. When even faith and hope lie broken, when all we do is not enough, we face the dark with eyes wide open. There is no better time to love. Sing with me. There is no better time to love. There is no better time to love. Just hum with me. Let's do a chorus together, a verse together, just on ooh. I really want somehow you to feel that vibration that happens in the body when we just ooh or hum. If you close your lips, you'll get a little bit of vibration, a little bit of humming going, whatever feels good, but just feel good and do this melody with me. Ooh, story, but we have known it all along, and in the silence we remember, and note by note we find the song. So shine a light across the darkness. We'll never know if it's enough. We're holding hands with eyes wide open. There is no better time to love. We're holding hands. We're holding hands with eyes wide open. There is no better time to love.
110 screens, that is.
Quick muting from Kate. Thank you, Kate. These are beloved friends. Did you get it, Kate? Okay. So what I'd like to do is go back to the first verse now, because I think you really got this tune under your skin now. And I'll just give you the lines in the old-fashioned way. I'll line it out line by line. Shine a light across the darkness. Here we go. Shine a light across the darkness, like the moon across the waves, like the moon across the waves, in this midnight of our journey. In this midnight of our journey, show the world a shining face. Show the world a shining face. Even earth and sky can tumble. Even earth and sky can tumble. The ocean deep, the stars above. The ocean deep, the stars above. All that we know is bound to crumble. All that we know is bound to crumble. There is no better. There is no better time to love. Give me your hand. Give me your hand with eyes wide open. There is no better time to love. I feel a little choked up. I know there's some people in the room tonight who are hospice workers of various kinds, and my life has been deeply affected by hospice and changed, very much changed. So I would like to pay homage to a little bit more focused on the loss of this time, the losses from physical death to all the things I mentioned earlier, all the ways that things we thought were stable proved to be not stable. And just even the loss of companionship. I know people who live alone. There's a woman that is on a phone meeting that I'm on quite a bit, and she says, I haven't been touched for 6 weeks, you know? And of course, the humane shelter is out of dogs. They're just, you know, it's like, I get it. I mean, I've got a partner living with me and I want a dog. This guy just is not as furry as the dog that I want, you know? So just these losses of simple human things we used to do. It's yeah. So all that, and I want to do a song that was inspired by Stephen Levine, who wrote Who Dies and other very profound, wise books about death and dying. He's a Buddhist teacher and one of the earlier influences in my life when I was struggling, as I have been for decades, about what is it? This thing that is death, this thing that is not just, and again, this thing, I mean, we've all struggled since childhood with things not working out and the world not being what we thought it was. And that's hard. The loss of illusions is so painful. So he talks about sorrow and he says, when we're grieving, we are certainly grieving the individual losses in our lives. But we're also, there's something, what he says is not my sorrow, but the sorrow flowing through us. It is the sorrow that is embedded in every cell and every microbe and every atom of this universe. This is a universe of change. You know, protons and neutrons are being born and dying at a rapid rate all the time. Everything is always changing. So this natural grief for change and loss is the sorrow. So here's the song, and it is mostly just all of us singing together, and then there's a little part where I do a teeny little solo, and then we do more together. And the words are, all sorrows are the same river, all sorrows bring us all together. So I'll sing it once and then just come in as you can. All sorrows are the same river, all sorrows bring us all together. Try it and open up on that ah. Ah is the most wonderful vowel to sing on. Ah, it's the same sound as mama and heart and God and Yahweh and Allah. I mean, ah is like the sacred sound in my vocabulary. So all sorrows. Here we go. All sorrows are the same river. Bring us all together. All sorrows. I'm sorry, I did that wrong. I may have done it wrong. Try it again. All sorrows, river, are the same river. us all together. All sorrows are the same river. All sorrows bring us all together. All sorrows are the same river. All sorrows bring us all together. Lots of harmony. I'll try one. I'm going to do a harmony. See if you can stay on the melody or join me. All sorrows are the same river. All sorrows bring us all together. All sorrows are the same river. All sorrows bring us all together. And the waters of time sweep us all away. May I remember to love, not forget to pray. And though I can't see through the tears, through the loneliness and the fears, still there are times I know for sure that you are truly right here, telling me all sorrows are the same river. All sorrows bring us all together. All sorrows are the same river. All sorrows bring us all together. One more. All sorrows are the same river. All sorrows bring us all together. I met hospice first when my dad was dying. He died at 95, and many people, not many people, but some people on this call knew my dad up in Seattle. He was the guy that we thought had dodged the bullet. We figured old death had given up on him, and just gone on to other people. He just went on and on and on. And honestly, we really thought he might be immortal. But no, that is not the nature of things. And so I met hospice, and they taught me a great deal. And of course, anytime you're close to someone dying, we certainly think about our own mortality and how we hold the thought of death and what that means to us. And so in COVID, we're surrounded by the presence of death 24/7 in a certain way. So I imagine a lot of you are thinking more. I know people who said I updated my advance directive. I told my kids where it was. I mean, they were really ready for whatever. So this is a lighthearted song about the joy of being alive and the inevitability of being dead. It's called Long for This World. It's got a chorus that goes like this. I won't be long for this world, but I belong to this world. Is it wrong to love this world when it won't be long till I'm gone from this world. Okay, try that out, and it's got a lot of words, but just think long, world. Those happen a lot, right? So just hit those ones, and let everybody else do the heavy lifting. This is teamwork. I won't be long for this world. I won't be long for this world, but I belong to this world. Is it wrong? Is it wrong to love this world when it won't be long? When it won't be long till I'm gone from this world. You'll come around again, you'll get it. My daddy's gone from this world. Every time I think of him, I'm just a little girl riding high upon his shoulder. And to this day, I hear him say, light someone's way. We're here to help each other. I won't be long. I won't be long for this world, but I belong to. But I belong to this world. Is it wrong to love this world when it won't be long? When it won't be long till I'm gone from this world. My mama dwells beneath my skin. When I see her face, hear her voice, I'm whole again. I can't imagine a world where she is gone. But you'll see her smile inside my eyes. You'll hear her voice inside my song. I won't be long, and I won't be long for this world. But I belong to this world. Is it wrong? Is it wrong to love this world when it won't be long till I'm gone from this world? Now you and me are tender friends. Two old trees grown together, bound by root and limb, battered by storms and blessed by laughter. And one may fall, the other stand, still giving shade to the ones come after. I won't be long for this world, but I belong to this world. Is it wrong to love this world when it won't be long till I'm gone from this world? I won't be long for this world, but I belong to this world. Is it wrong to love this world when it won't be long till I'm gone from this world? It won't be long till I'm gone from this world. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you're having a good time. I hope you're enjoying singing. I hope your bodies and spirits feel better. Thanks for those thumbs up. This is such an odd and interesting way to communicate, isn't it? The gift of Zoom, one of them, is that I get to see and sing with people I haven't seen for literally decades. I stopped touring pretty much, at least 10 years, more than that ago. I really haven't traveled a lot. I was raising a son, and I was ready to make community. I was ready to root. I wanted to be home and get to know the people around me and not be out on the road all the time. So so it's so beautiful to connect with you all, and also for the sake of the planet, I don't want to get on a plane. I haven't gotten on a plane, I think for 2 years. I'm a new fan of Amtrak. I want to promote Amtrak. I love Amtrak. I take the train to Seattle every summer and winter to see my family. It's a delightful 24-hour trip. I have a blast. I can't say enough about it. People talk to each other on Amtrak. People walk up and down the aisles and joke, and kids run around. And I don't know, you sit down at a snack table with somebody and have a conversation. It is glorious. And you watch the world go by in real time, in real time, fast, but there it is. Anyway, so that's my pitch. One more way we can help save the planet if we ever get out of our houses and back to traveling. Um, so anyway, just my pleasure at being with you all. One of the last times I got on a plane was when I got on a plane to Bangkok in 2015, fall of 2015. And I did an 8-month solo trip through Asia and Africa and Europe. And and it was one of those disaster renaissance things where a lot of things had happened. I was in my mid 60s and my dad had died when I was 61. My mom was getting along and but heading in a certain direction that we all knew was coming. And my son, my only child, had left for college. And that was a lot of loss, but also a lot of freedom. A lot of freedom. This window opened. I had nobody to raise. My mom, I certainly could caretake my mom, but my dad was gone. My mom and I were very complete. We had a beautiful relationship. It was complete. I felt like if I left and she died, it would be okay with both of us. We've said and done and sung everything we needed to. And I also was kind of at a little bit of a dead end. And I'm telling you this because I think there's some universality in this story of having a sort of arc of the career or the whatever it is you identified yourself most with, whether it was family or career or both, whatever, but where you reach a kind of a completion place where it's like, this was good, but I don't think I want to do it anymore. There's something not ripe, not fresh about it. And I was feeling that way, frankly, about my musical work. I wasn't feeling fresh with it. That deep underlying feeling in Buddhism, they call it dukkha, that feeling of dissatisfaction and unease, like nothing's quite fitting. You just want to squirm. It's like, oh, if I could just get this wheel on right, if I could just get this in line, then I'd feel good again. And you just can't get it in line, right? You know what I mean? So out of that window and that angst came this decision to like break out and just take off, leave the partner behind, leave everything behind and go out into the world. And I was in search of my own freedom. And I was in search of getting out of the bubble of the United States and the privilege and the self-centeredness and all the things we know about. And also California, which is a bubble within a bubble. And then Berkeley, which is, believe me, a bubble within a bubble. And I just felt like I need a worldview expansion here. And I also went out looking for how women have power in other countries, because in Asia and in Africa, I knew so many stories of incredibly powerful actions that women took collectively that were so brave and so brazen sometimes. And if I had more time, I'd tell you about Liberia and the women who stopped the Civil War, but some of you probably know that story. It's an incredible story. But it's like these women have few of the obvious resources that I have, and yet they seem to be stronger than most of the women I know in America. So I went out to learn more about that. And another night down the road here, I am going to go into more of the songs from that journey, a few of the stories, more of the pictures, and really share a little bit about what it was to meet with women in villages and brothels and slums and all kinds of places and learn. But for tonight, I am mentioning all this because I want to introduce you to Esther Konkara. And I think you know from the emails that Esther is going to be the recipient of some of the funds that we raised tonight from this event. She is a young country singer in Kenya, Nairobi, Kenya. I met her when I was in Nairobi. She, by a mutual friend, said, you've got to meet each other. We met each other. We did a joint concert in a school in the biggest slum in Nairobi. And she was awesome. She wears, you'll see, I'll show you, but I got to get her pictures up just a minute. I'm going to try this. This is the big screen share moment, Kate. Wish me luck. This is where it all goes down. Oh, wait. Nope, wrong. Back.
Great job.
Hey, yeah, so far so bad. Just a minute. I'm getting there. Here we go. Got it? Kate, can you see her?
Beautiful. She's there.
There she is. Okay, so you see the country western hat. This woman, she loves Dolly Parton. She sang for those children. You know what she sang? Coat of Many Colors. Dolly Parton, which is a song about poverty. And it's a song about a mother's love and stitching together the gift of love and the gift of whatever you can out of poverty. It was the perfect. I was thinking, what are you doing singing this Dolly Parton song to these slum elementary students? And it was perfect. You know, that's one of the many things I learned. So this is Esther, and let me just hold on. I'm gonna just get it. Here we go. New share. Oh, this is so much fun. And here she is later. Oh darn! I keep doing that. Sorry. I'm gonna get this right. I'm just excited. Now, what do you see now?
Same photo.
Oh, this isn't working, Kate. We practiced this over and over, and I don't know why it's not working. Well, this is a great picture. This may be it. What I wanted to do was show you her child. She had a baby after I.
You did it.
Now we see it.
Now you see it. Okay, but let me get out of there. Okay. Look, okay, it's not perfect, but you can see it. That's good. That's good.
It's beautiful.
Isn't it? Yeah. So this is her little baby, Loveland, and she had the baby after I left. So we've been back and forth. And what I want to say about Esther is that she lives at the edge, as many women in Kenya and in Africa and other African nations. She lives at the edge, but she's a cultural worker. She's a rock star. She does big concerts. She's rather well known in her world, and she raises money for so many causes. She's always doing some charity event. And when there was a young woman in my life from Kenya that I met while I was there who had a baby while I was there. And she was a former sex worker just coming out of drug addiction and sex work, had this baby, and we sang together. I sang with her in a whole program with women who were coming out of sex work. And she named the baby after me. And that was like, okay, we're bonded for life now. You know, I've got a goddaughter in Kenya. And Julia got sober, got clean, and began to really move forward. And she made up a song about her salvation. She had a religious experience, made a beautiful song, and Esther, who knows all about recording and video, helped Julia record her song, make a video, and get it out. And she did that just out of the goodness of her heart while she was struggling to make her own way. So this is the kind of woman she is. And then the last text message I got from her said, you know, we're doing okay. We have enough food for today, but I don't have any money for diapers for Loveland. So of course, I mean, I've been sending her money, you know, as I can. But then she said, you know, I'm also sharing my electricity source with my neighbors, and all the neighbors are helping each other with food. Is there any way you could raise some money for us so we can all kind of help it? So she's like raising money for her community, not just for her. So that's why I decided to make this evening an evening of generosity, of just us moving our resources through. And I really appreciate people have already made beautiful donations. It's so exciting. It's going to make such a difference to her life. And I really appreciate, you know, what you can do, what you feel moved to do, knowing that some people's income has been really affected by this thing. And please do not feel any pressure to contribute. And your contributions will help me cover the costs of the evening and some of my own costs and so forth. And I will be passing most of it on to Esther. So the way you do that is, let me see, I'm going to get better at this. I'm going to share the screen. I'm going to open this. I'm going to open that. And there you have the information. And you can take a screenshot by pressing the Command, Shift, and then number 3. This is also in your email. So don't worry, you've got this information in your email, but here it is if this is helpful. And if you didn't get an email from me because you found out about it some other way, just message me on Facebook and give me your email and I'll get you on my e-list. Okay. So, okay, I'm going to bring this down because I think those who need it have got it. Okay, great. So, whew, now we're getting on. My goodness, we are really getting on. I'd like to do another song, And if some of you have to leave right at the 1:45, you go right ahead. I accept that totally, and I bless you and thank you for your presence. If you can stay another 5-10 minutes, that'd be great. I'd love to do a little closing ritual with you, a little closing something. So, but this song is one of my new favorites. I love this song. It's by Magpie, this wonderful group from the East Coast. It's called Give Light. And there's that line in the Long for This World where I say, my dad said, to this day, I hear him say, light someone's way. We're here to help each other. And it kind of reminds me of shine a light across the darkness. You know, each of us can be light. Each of us are light. And it's not like I don't worship light. I think light and dark are necessary. I love the dark. They're all part of a whole, but we need them balanced. And our light brings some balance into a rather dark time. So here is this wonderful song called Give Light. Give light, and the people will find the way. Give light, and the people will find the way. Give light, and the people will find the way. The people will find the way, I do believe. Try it with me. Give light, and the people will find the way. Give light, and the people will find the way. Give light, and the people will find the way. The people will find the way, I do believe. Give love, give love, and the people will find the way. Give love, and the people will find the way. Give love, and the people will find the way. The people will find the way, I do believe. How about hope? Give hope, and the people will find the way. Give hope, and the people will find the way. Give hope, and the people will find the way. The people will find the way, I do believe. How about strength? Give strength, and the people will find the way. Give strength, and the people will find the way. Give strength, and the people will find the way. The people will find the way, I do believe. Join together and try this. I love this. I did this on another Zoom thing. And if you're in gallery, this is really fun. Go into the gallery view, which is up in your right-hand corner, and you'll see 25 faces, hopefully. And for join together, reach your hands out till it touches the frame around you, and you'll see the person next to you touching your hands and holding hands. This is how we hold hands on Zoom. I figured this out. Probably not the only one. Got it? Okay. Join hands. Yes. Join together. Join together, and the people will find the way. Join together, and the people will find the way. Join together, and the people will find the way. The people will find the way, I do believe. Reach out. Reach out, do it, and the people will find the way. Reach out, and the people will find the way. Reach out, and the people will find the way. The people will find the way, I do believe. Give light, and the people will find the way. Give light, and the people will find the way. Hey, give light, and the people will find the way. The people will find the way, I do believe. I do believe. Yeah. Woo. Oh gosh. Kate, let's unmute all for a moment and just make the joyful noise you want to make. For a moment.
Very joy. Joy to everyone. Thank you, Beth.
This is not the end. I just needed that moment. And I think we all needed to hear each other. You are so in the room, all of you.
Hi, Rose.
All right now, all right. Let's not get carried away here.
Hi, Liz. This is from Santa Rosa.
I'm muting everybody. You know what we'll do at the end? We will unmute for the kind of personal hellos. That's totally great. But I want to close it as a unit all together. Hello, my brother. I can't believe it. My brother's here. Oh, God. Oh, my goodness. Just drinking in your faces. So, my dears, just one last thing I meant to mention. So I'm going to make this into a series. Mostly it'll be at this time of night. I might do a couple during the day for the sake of East Coast people and all my people in Asia and Africa and Europe. You know, there's a whole lot of people out there who want to be here, and it's just the middle of the night for them. So stay tuned. If you're here, you're probably on my email list. If you got here without getting anything from me personally, be sure to message me on Facebook or somehow get to me so that I can get you on the list. Anyway, upcoming themes that I have thought about. And this relates to Kate. Kate, where are you? I want to introduce you, Kate. I'm so remiss. I meant to introduce you and I never did. Where's Kate? I don't know where you are, Kate. Kate, can you say something so we can see you? So I can see you?
Yes, I can.
There you go. Hi, Kate. So this is Kate Munger, who has been holding it down for me tonight. A dear friend, the founder of the Threshold Choirs, which are choirs that sing at the bedsides of people who are chronically ill or dying or in other life transitional moments. Kate teaches amazing songs.
Hey, Kate.
And yes, we are very fond of Kate. So this one of my themes in the coming weeks will be thresholds, and it'll be more of the birth and death theme. I want to talk about another huge change in my life that I won't give away. It's a secret. But after I went around the world and settled down for a few years, the next big wave came in, and there's birth involved in that, and I'll sing about that next time. I'm also going to do a theme that I'm calling right now outrage, the other face of love, because I really want to make room for the anger and the outrage that many of us feel about the situation we're in, both in this moment with COVID, in this presidential era, and in this time of planet destruction. There is plenty of outrage that can and should be happening. And I have songs of that, and I really want to share them with you. And it is the other face of love. And if we're going to be powerful, we've got to have the tender compassion, and we've got to have the fierceness. It's the only way. It's the only way we're going to keep this thing rolling. I'm going to do an evening focusing on women, to which all are welcome, but the songs will be from my women's song repertoire, and that'll be fun. And then I'm of course going to do an intergenerational family and kids and so forth that everybody is more than welcome to. So I did want to say that. Okay, so at this point, I want to just go back to the candle for a moment, if you can see it. And I wanted to go back for a moment to that beautiful moment we took of breath and centering inward, going inward, returning to who we are and what we are and where we find nourishment, where we find our ground. So if you care to, close your eyes. Allow your breath to just fill you in the most natural, easy way. Just feel where you are right now, inside, what your emotions, what your feelings, what your body feels like. This has been, an experience for me, and I hope for you. And let's just take a moment to let it kind of settle and savor it.
And there's a tradition and a practice in the Buddhist practice of dedicating the merit of an event, a gathering. And I'd like to do that. And then I'd like, and just stay right where you are and be in this nice, relaxed place. After I dedicate the merit, I'm going to invite you to do something that takes just a teeny minute of technology. And again, I understand we've gone over, and please do what you need to do about that. But with my palms together, I want to dedicate the merit of the communal, coherent healing practice that we've done together. The laughter, the harmony, the risk-taking to open your mouth and sing, and all the tenderness that's been opened up, and the tears. I dedicate all of that human capacity, all of that glowing heart of humanity that we each carry and have embodied tonight, as it ripples out from this circle into the wider circle of our communities, our nation, other beings all around the planet, especially thinking right now of the frontline workers, the health workers, all the frontline workers, the grocery workers, those who are risking their lives. We pray that this energy will bless all beings, the two-legged, the four-legged, the swimming and the flying, and all the living Gaia of the planet. May it be healed. May we be healers. And may we sing as we go forth. So before we unmute everybody so you can do all of the hellos that you want to do, that'll be fun. We're going to offer just a moment for just anybody who's really feels moved and desires to just say really literally 1 to 3 words of just a word that captures something for you right now. And the way to do that is to go into click on participants down at the bottom, the little icon with the 2 heads, and go to your name, find your name, and when you put your cursor on your name, it will, hold on, I have to try this myself. I hope I've got this right. There should be a raise hand option. Maybe not. Kate, can you?
That's under reactions.
What?
It's under reactions.
Raising your hand is?
Yeah.
No, that's
No, it's at the bottom of participants in the right-hand corner. Raise hand.
And you don't have it, Betsy, because you're the host.
Thank you. There we go. Okay, so yeah, just open participants and you'll see raise hand, and then we'll just invite you to just say really literally 2, 3 words. Okay, Marcy, go ahead. I'll unmute you.
Am I unmuted?
You are. I'll do the unmuting. You go right ahead.
Open and tender.
Yes, thank you. Batya?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Penelope? Can you unmute Penelope?
Thank you, Betsy. This has just been absolutely sublime. I miss you so much.
Bless you. Thank you, Penelope. Shauna?
Grateful and peaceful.
Yes, and it's so good to see you. It's been so long.
It has.
Joan from Seattle? I seem to not be doing well at unmuting, so why don't you unmute yourselves? Joan?
It's wonderful to be here, just sitting with you. Thank you so much. I feel grateful for this evening.
Thank you, Joan. I'm
Thank
so
you.
Oh, bless you. Thank you. And Marianne from Oakland.
Soothed and joyful.
Amen. Me too. That's wonderful. And Hannah.
Joyful and inspired, very inspired.
Wonderful. Oh, so makes me so happy. Liz from Santa Rosa.
Moved and alive.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, and you know, young people in schools that I work in, instead of when they want to say me too, they go like this, like me and you, me and you. So if somebody says something that you feel, just you can, me too. Yeah. Okay, great. Where was I? Benet.
Connected, grateful.
Great. Thank you. That's perfect. That's just enough. Just enough. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to mute us again. Oh, Olivia, you made it. Oh, Olivia, go ahead. Unmute yourself. Olivia?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
This is Joya.
Oh,
I
Joya.
want to thank you for the experience of rubbing elbows with wholeness.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
I love that. You're rubbing out. Thank you, Joya. Olivia, are you able to unmute?
So,
Yeah, there you are.
okay. Feel really grateful to be included and so relaxed. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Olivia. I'm really glad you made it. Ted, can you unmute?
It won't let me unmute, I don't think.
You're fine. You're good.
Oh, there it goes. Okay. Flowers from Bellingham and greetings from Cambridge from 42 years ago.
Wonderful. Thank you, Ted. Okay. Oh, my brother wants to speak. Yes, please.
Just really proud of you, Betsy, and very inspired and moved and touched.
Wow. Of all the people in the room, I bet Will has known me the longest. That's my bet. Unless my older sister Mary is here. Mary, are you here? I don't think so. I don't think Mary made it. Nope. All right, then. There you go. My oldest living friend. Okay, my dears, we're going to wrap this up now. This has been spectacular. I will make it longer next time. I knew I wasn't going to stay in the boundary. I did my best, but I couldn't do it. I got close. So thank you. You'll get an email with the upcoming theme, same time next week. Tell your friends, but again, as I've said many times, don't give the link out. In fact, we'll have a new link for next week. We'll always have a new link. And but spread the word. You're so welcome. And now we're going to unmute the call, and it's going to get really chaotic. So if you're feeling really sweet and mellow, you might want to leave right now. There's a little button down in the right-hand corner that's red, and it says "Leave Meeting." And I'm serious. If you want to stay and chat, go bye-bye. Stay and chat. If you want to go bye-bye, you go bye-bye now, because it's going to get noisy in a minute.
Catherine Foot.
Much love. Much love.